Hello guys, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for passing by. Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you very much for watching my videos. You are greatly appreciated. I'm seeing a lot of things that are taking place on social media when it comes to the whole Vibes Cartel selling out his concert, and Alkaline selling out his in the UK, and it's a beautiful moment in dancehall. Both artists who are not friends at all have been doing very well, and I'm happy to see that in spite of a lot of things that has taken place since the release of Vibes Cartel from incarceration, I'm happy to see that he worked out, he tried to put himself together and get in better shape, and has been doing what he's doing, trying to be on a positive path, even though there were some sort of controversies when he just really, but for the past 30 days or so, he has been doing very well. And he's a sociopath, so he loved the limelight. And because of such, he will always be in the spotlight. However, he's trying to do things on a friendlier, more approachable form, more, subtle, calm, more welcoming. And so that's also a good thing, in spite of so many things that has been happening around him where people aren't necessarily agreeing with what's taking place. One of the things that I see that's also brewing are persons who are pushing for unification in dancehall, and is saying that because Alkaline has sold out his festival, Vibes Cartel has sold out his concert, that they should unite and they should come together and they should, have a concert and make this thing a beautiful thing for dancehall, a beautiful atmosphere, for dancehall in and of itself. And it sounds good, but I totally disagree, because competition is good. The reason I say so is that dancehall in and of itself was always competitive. It was always a competitive genre. Not only that, persons were always going up against each other, from the oldest of artists and stuff like that, recruiting other artists to go up against them. However, later down, we saw wherein it wasn't just to showcase talent. It was rather to take out other artists, as in removing them from dancehall, diminishing or destroying, tarnishing their reputation, and also ending their career. That seemed to be the motive at the time, in the latter part when it came down. And persons were just not having it. You understand? It wasn't just to prove your talent. It wasn't just to prove that you are versatile, your lyrical content, you're a great performing artist, a great recording artist, and also to boost sales of your music and also for bookings. It wasn't that anymore. It was just to end person's career once you don't like them and they become a competition for you, or they're coming with something that is like a wave. And that's what it has been over the years. One such person name who constantly was mentioned was always Bounty Killer, saying that he breaks so many persons in dancehall at the expense of taking out a lot of persons, or trying to end the career of so many other persons in dancehall, in which he doesn't like, he doesn't see eye to eye, and he doesn't agree with them. And so while he is known to break the most artists in dancehall, or the most successful artists in dancehall, all of them combined, at the same time, he went above and beyond to end the career of many persons that he didn't like. He put stamp on them, negative stamp and labels. And because of that, the mass of the people ran with it, because he was like the leading man at the time. And because of that, many persons actually believed the things that were being said about other artists, and they had to fight tooth and nail to keep their career and to have their reputation intact. And so because of that, it has taken from the atmosphere or the energy or the spirit of what dancehall was about in its true competitive form. Now we're seeing wherein Alkaline came out, and when Alkaline came out, he came with a wave. Many persons didn't like Alkaline, because not just about the Brata song, but also because they believe within themselves that he was copying Vibes Cartel and he wasn't saying Gaza. So he came out independent, and he came with a wave wherein he put it out that you don't have to salute any predecessor in dancehall, or predecessor of yours in dancehall, in order to put yourself out there on the map. And he proved that, and he came with a wave in and of itself. They came down on him hard, and he pushed even harder. There were so many persons who believed like that in order for them to have a hit song or to remain in dancehall, disrespecting Alkaline was a rite of passage for them to have a household name for themselves. And we have seen so many artists who came out and they wanted to take punches at Alkaline, and he bounced back. He fought tooth and nail. So if he had overcome so many of these type of things and he was able, without a hit song and without trending, was able to sell out a festival in the UK, I highly doubt unification is going to help. The reason I say so is that if you're going to unite under the guise that, okay, it's for the spirit of dancehall. Listen, dancehall is just gaining a momentum right now. It's in high spirit, high energy, and it's gaining a momentum, and persons are looking, persons are watching, persons are seeing the artists, seeing their performance, persons are in the spirit of it, wherein, Vybz Kartel just released, and that's their momentum, interviews after interviews, visa being free, everything coming out, so many of his proteges who went, a little bit under, or their career dim while he was incarcerated, their back is uniting with them and stuff like that. So a momentum is being championed right now in dancehall. Now that is good. So it would work, but only for a time, because no moment lasts. As artists and as human beings, you're going to disagree with each other. You're not always going to see eye to eye. Now, what's going to happen when that person says no to you, or that person doesn't agree with something that you have said publicly, or something that you are actually doing, or a content that you put out? You are going to see the person as your sworn enemy, and that unification moment will only be, temporary. It won't have any form of permanence. It's not genuine. It's not real. It's not going to last. So let's be pragmatic. It's not going to last. There's a wave that's taking place right now, and people believe that, okay, if all persons unite for the cause, then it will work out. We've seen Foothype spoke about Bojo supporting Vybz Kartel and saying it's for the spirit of dancehall. Would he have done it for Alkaline? No, he wouldn't. So they're all hypocrites. And I do agree, he's the only person who have spoken about it. So many other vloggers out there have said the same thing, that it's all hypocrisy. It's all for a monetary moment. It's a feel-good moment. It's a secure bookings. It's to get your name circulated in the algorithm all over social media. And that's what it's about. And so persons are running with that moment, because we all know they don't like each other. That moment is simply not going to last. And like I said, competition is good. It was what was added to the competition while dancehall was brewing at the time, or was on top at the time, was what took away from the spirit and from the harmony, and for persons to really enjoy dancehall in its truest form. Persons turn it into a contact sport wherein you have to fight it out, you have to argue it out, you understand, you want to tarnish and destroy the career of another person. And, one of the things that people don't seem to get is you don't have to agree with the person. You understand me? I was just having this conversation with my mother, and I was letting her know that I do not have to agree with you. I'm not going to disagree just for the heck of it, or to create a pandemonium. However, I'm independent in thought. And so what you are saying to me, I'm within my right to disagree. And a lot of persons do not respect that when it comes to dancehall, especially this ego-driven over hyper testosterone, synthetic subman type of mentality that a lot of them are pushing is way too much. It's not going to work. They are going to want persons to agree with them at all times. And so once there's a disagreement and stuff like that, they're going to turn back into sworn enemies and want to take out each other and want to end the career of each other. And so I don't believe that there should be a unification in any form of dancehall unless you decide to change the content of what you are putting out. See, what you're putting out, you're always making music for the dead. Because if your music is always about professing to kill each other, you're a serial killer and Mike, possibly doing sigil, all these type of things, you understand me, in your music. If you're putting out that's music for the dead, it means that you're not supporting life. You want people to die. That's what you are pushing. You want people to die, and you want your supporters to champion for people to die also. You understand me? So if you change the content of what you are putting out all day, every day, stop the degradation of women and stuff like that, and pushing it as female empowerment and stuff, then people will believe in all fairness, that you are in fact in support of unification. If you're pushing positive sound, you have to push a positive movement. I'm sorry. And if you're pushing a positive movement, you have to have a positive sound that it comes with. You can't be serving God and serving mammon, or serving, a high spirit, and then you're serving a negative spirit at the same time. It's simply not going to work. It's simply not going to work. You are creating your own discombobulation. I'm sorry, big word. And while creating that, you're only going to follow with a whole lot of persons, and this thing can go way left. So I believe that person should stay on the right and one should stay on the left and leave it where it's at. I believe that people should also be pushing for respect. Dancehall artists need to be pushing for respect rather than unification, because I do not have to like you. I do not have to support what you're saying. I do not have to be a part of whatever it is that you're doing. I do not have to say what you and your supporters are saying. However, that doesn't mean that I should not respect you. We don't have to be friends, but we don't have to be sworn enemies where we're planning to take out each other. And I think that is one of the most important things that these artists should get and try to understand, that people out there will not always agree with you. These are things that people need to understand. Everybody will not say Gaza. It doesn't work like that. You cannot force and tell people what to think. Everybody also will not say vendetta. That's also life. Everybody will not say gully. That's life. You have to understand that there are people out there who are independent in thought. You understand me? You also have your fan base that you are, and I'm talking to all artists, that you need to caution. Sometimes as artists, we as fans and supporters, you get caught up with your artists and you love them to the point where they can do and say no wrong in your eyes. They become like a deity. They're always right to you. And because of that, you, in supporting them, you want to tear down other persons. You want to destroy other persons' reputation and come up with all sorts of fallacy and run with it on social media as gossip for your artist to look good and for the arch rival to look bad. I think people need to stop it. People need to grow up, and I think artists need to caution their supporters and their fans to desist from doing a lot of these type of things. If you're in support of me, speak on me. Do not speak about anybody else. Speak about me and speak on me and support me. And I think that's one of the things that artists should come together and champion. Not for some fake unification that's only going to last for 9 days, simply because it's going, it's brewing, it's in the atmosphere, the energy is high, and it's circulating in the algorithm, and it's increasing bookings for artists. Let's be real. Let's push for respect rather. That's all I have to say. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your day. God bless you. Bye-bye.